Hello everyone, Rob here, Kern's Guitars. How you doing? Getting back into this. We got, this is the third part, which is actually in two parts. So it's 3A and 3B. I broke it up into the neck blank and the fretboard. Decided to do a couple different things with the fretboard instead of just keeping it a piece of wood. So make sure you watch that. I'd like to thank everybody who's subscribed, thank everybody who's been watching these videos and liking them and sharing them. Really appreciate it. Keep it going. And I'll shut up now and we'll get right into it. All right, see you. The problem with it is it's too thick as it is, but if I cut it in half, it's going to be too thin. Something told me I just had to cut it. I tell you, if there's an easy way to do something, I will do the complete opposite. Isn't that beautiful? It would be a shame for somebody to cut that up. Now right here's where I realized that wood glue binds wood to wood. Doesn't matter if it's the wood you want it to bind to. Forgot to put tape in between the seam. We'll break the glue. These two pieces are really close to being too thin. Look at that. But what I'm decided to do is take the part out of the center, use that for the fretboard, and then I can use the worst of the two remaining sides as a backer to thicken up the fretboard, and then I use the better one later on as a fretboard for another guitar. That's a win-win. Here I'm just scraping off the glue from the failed glue attempt. Now with everything perfectly flat, it should all go together. Grab a piece of tape and use the tape to hold that seam together so nothing shifts when I'm putting the glue in between. There's that scrap piece over to the left-hand side there that I'm going to use for another guitar. Just making sure everything's going to fit the way I want it to before I glue it all up. This end seems to be a tad bit too narrow. Right now I'm planing down the two halves so they're the exact same width as the one half that I put underneath it. And right there I noticed something in that far corner here. There's a little tear out. Trying to see if going over it a couple more times will fix it, but this seems to make it worse. I'm going to try going at a different angle. If I skew the plane a little bit to either side, it'll do more of a slicing than a cutting sort of. See, I got my plane at an angle now. That's better. It helps if you put the fretboard on the right direction. And here I'm toying with the idea of covering up that end seam with binding. That's still up in the air, not sure if I want to do that yet. Damn, that's a messy glue job, isn't it? Well, let's see if this worked. Good thing I got that other piece as a backup. That board on the bottom, that was just there as a block because the clamps that I used were different heights. So it's just to keep them all on the same plane so that the pressure was more even. Yeah, there's you can see a little notch at the very tip of that board there. It's maybe about 3/30 seconds. So I got check right at the nut end, so I'm just gonna shave that off a little bit. Right here I'm making what's called a knife wall. I learned that from Paul Sellers. It keeps the saw blade from wandering around on you so you can get a nice straight cut. The saw is pinned up against the edge of the wood there and it can't move. You see the reflection in the saw itself, and it looks like it's just passing straight through the saw. It's not shifting in every direction. Then you know you're making a straight cut. If that reflection looks like it's changing angles at all, that means your saw is not straight, and you just correct it enough that it keeps you cutting straight every time. Finally set the fretboard on the neck just to align everything and see how it's going to look. It's still a little thin on the far end there, but at the time I'm recording this, I forgot that I haven't finalized the neck shape yet. So the neck shape does come down to meet the fretboard when I finalize everything. Just right there, that's where I was considering putting in the binding. Just want to make sure nothing's on the backhand side that can mess with the glue up. Now I'm checking the back of the fretboard for flatness because that's the part that's going on the top of the neck. You want to make sure that those two are perfectly flat because the top of the fretboard you're going to be radiusing anyway, so that doesn't matter. You want to check the bottom of the fretboard before you glue it up. Get all your clamps and glue and squeegees and babachis and wherever the hell else you need ready before you even grab the glue bottle. Because you'd be surprised how many times as soon as you put the glue down, oh, you forgot this, or oh, you forgot that, or your clamp is shut, or something always happens, and you're running around and your glue is on the thing and is drying. Yeah, so make sure everything is set. If you can, do a dry run up. Put the fretboard on the neck, put the clamps on with your cauls and everything, make sure everything's set, and then take everything off and then apply your glue to make sure that everything you need is right there on hand. So you don't have to go searching afterwards. Make sure you spread all your glue out evenly. You don't want too much, but you also don't want too little. So make sure you have enough on there so you get a good contact with both pieces. And you see that little drop? You see that drop? That drop is going to haunt me for the next 15 to 20 minutes. So if you hear me talking about anything, it's probably going to be that drop. Make sure you can see their nut line, otherwise they got nothing to line it up to. And I'm so concerned with that drop, I put it on upside down. See? Upside down. And that drop is still there, look. Just sliding down. Take 2. Make sure your fretboard is face up. You want the good side up. Checking my center line at the back. Can somebody just reach up and wipe that off of there? I usually start off with clamping the neck with the one in the middle. That way if it's going to move anywhere, I can still shift each side up and down, back and forth. You just put a little bit of pressure at first. Make sure you make any final adjustments before you start applying any more clamps. That first one should hold it pretty good. I like to alternate one side of the main clamp, then the other side of the main clamp, and then keep doing that to kind of keep dispersing the pressure evenly. And you can tell right now there seems to be a steady pressure because you've got a steady glue line that's coming out of that seam, that whole width of those 2 clamps. No, you're not going to do it. You're not going to try to span that gap with a clamp. This I got to see. Hi. Take that clamp off, put a cull in there, and put that clamp back on. Thank you. It's so hard to find good help. Wow, he's got the coordination of a baby giraffe. Look at him. You have to get all your clamps on, wait about a minute or 2, and then go back and cinch them all down, give them another quarter turn or so, because they will loosen up on you. And then you should be good. Hey, what's that? That's different. He's got a little bandage on his finger. Oh, look at that. He's like Mr. OSHA careful with this chisel. You know why he's so careful with his chisel now? Because he just came back from urgent care getting 5 stitches in that finger because he didn't handle his chisels right. Make sure you pay attention when you have sharp tools. I'd like to thank Pat Reilly for letting me use his music in these videos. If you like what you're hearing, he's just got a new album that came out recently called Path to Transcendance. It's available on Spotify and any other music service. Definitely check it out. Definitely worth it. Looks like I got some blood on the fretboard. Oops. Hey, you want to sing it? There it is. Still a little wet. What I'd like to do is I'd like to thank everybody who has taken the time to watch these videos, who's taken the time to like, share, comment on them, and most of all, please subscribe. If you don't want to miss an episode, hit the little bell button next to the subscribe and it'll alert you every time the new video comes out. I'd like to thank Primson and Texas Toast Guitars and everybody who's been a part of this from the beginning. You guys have really nailed this. This is something that's really cool. I hope you guys do end up doing it again next year. Also, I believe there's links to each individual has a charity that they're going to be donating to. Go check out guitarbuildoff.com and get all the details. Really, make this thing work so we can do it again next year. Thank you again, everybody. And if you haven't yet, please hit subscribe, share, hit the bell. You know what to do, man. Peace out.